What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another RiftGuides WildRift video. We have a Chinese Omega banger. Heartsteel Tank BRUISER ZED. This is breaking every single law in the game that you've ever heard of. And we are here to witness that one. And if you're curious to see how that one works, well, it is time to find out, because personally, I have no idea. Realistically speaking, it is something that's pretty good into melee champions, because Heartsteel is easily stacked against melee champions. Green main tree is absolutely broken in WildRift, has been for a long time, so there is that. And having access to Grasp as well as Second Wind on high HP champions, for example, through Heartsteel, it does a lot of extra damage. But again, we are breaking the rules of the game, turning Zed into a tank champion. Weirdly enough, the Galio is afraid of the Zed early game, which is kinda weird, because the Galio has good burst damage in melee range on level 1. But yeah, now he's trading level 2, and he doesn't... Why is the Galio not going for a full combo here? Because the Galio, again, had an easy way to full combo the Zed, like, in melee range. Draven comes... Ooh, the EQ flash, the goat, but yeah. Giggle 6? The Diddler. I don't know what the Diddler was trying to achieve there, but he failed miserably. But yeah, here we are. I would just be curious to see, overall the elo of the game, especially the enemy. And what I also would like to see is the stats of the accounts to see just general matchmaking. Because yeah, there are multiple ways to exploit it, so I'm very curious, because the Galio, you can't tell me that the guy has played Galio for more than one time. But this Jarvan is relentless, and now he's dead. He gets level 5 here. Oh no, 1 XP. Oh, he needs to hit... if he gets 5, he heals enough from the level up HP to then hit another E to get a shadow back, because the E hit on champions reduces cooldowns on his W, and then he can maybe get away. Maybe. But they are so close with the Galio kill. Like, if he got him killed, then, like, without having to commit, then obviously the J4 would not be able to kill, but J4 is, like, ganking again and again and again. He's very relentless right now. Wave's in a good spot. Galio jumps in here with a full combo. Outtrades the Zed, but doesn't really matter much, because the Zed can just leave at this point. He has only HP items, so damage is not really something this Zed is going to do as of this point. But it's very difficult to get him killed. Being a normal assassin Zed, would just so much easier to get him killed. Would be, okay, doesn't commit instantly. Didn't want to commit his ultimate. Okay. Does he not stay for a little bit longer so he can get Heartsteel? Or does he wait and... Oh, he just waits in base, I guess. Works too. I guess he doesn't really have AD, so hitting the tower doesn't feel so right. So yeah, he's gonna wait here, pop the shadow over the wall, pop the shadow here, walk away by Heartsteel. Yep, classic stuff. Uses his brain for that one. Very good, very nice. Got the Heartsteel, so now he's incentivized to permanently try and proc the Heartsteel. Because now the minigame has started. Like, when you play Grasp and go for, like, a Heartsteel champion, you are basically playing minigames. You want to get as many Grasp stacks and Heartsteel stacks as you physically can. Because, like, I said so multiple times, goes in for a combo here, but this champion, like, you only have AD, you only have HP, you don't really deal damage as of this point. But whenever you look at this, like, the value of stacks, okay. Since Grasp and Heartsteel grant you HP, we can use that one as a gold value. One Grasp stack nowadays is 10 HP. So 15 Grasp stacks is 500 gold. Then you have Heartsteel. 150 HP is 500 gold, which is the value of a ruby crystal. So again, you see, like, every single time you stack these items, you get closer to just, like, gaining free gold value. You already have 60 free gold value just from the Heartsteel item, and he's getting continuous Grasp procs as well. That is helping him getting tankier and tankier, and the tankier he becomes, HP-wise, the more powerful Grasp will turn out to be, since it scales off your maximum HP ever since the nerf, from them removing the AD and AP ratio. But it's funny, because you like people who still use Grasp in the past would still use Grasp even after the change. It just doesn't matter. Because the rune on many champions is taken to either be more toxic during the laning phase, like Hello Fiora, or having better trading patterns like Jax. He wants to maybe get closer to get a Heartsteel proc here. Gets a proc. Oh, sad. Look, he already 63. Getting close would allow him to activate the grass stack and mechanic. And he gets the gold from the Herald gifted. And now it's money season. He takes so much damage considering he has so much HP. Like, you need to put this into perspective. Like, 700 HP plus 97 plus the grasp value plus the boots he has, which I think is Lucidity boots. So he has an insane amount of HP, but the enemy just nearly completely got through that HP bar, which is honestly kind of surprising. To me, at least. At this stage of the game. Ryze is having fun against Volleybro. Ryze top lane suffers so hard into Mercs. Just can't be abusive anymore at this point against these type of champions, these stat check champions. Ryze also forced to go plated caps. And with plated steel caps, his damage is, yeah, you could just forget it. Like, he's forced to have plated steel caps. Or he goes plated steel caps and plays into Mercs, like he does no damage. Full bomber, J4 comes around the corner. Heartsteel stacks being traded here. Nice, like he avoided this in melee range. You can call it luck, you can call it skill, but now he will fall. Oh my god, he lived because of second wind. Nah, he lives again. Ignite. Nice fear by the Fiddlesticks to cancel that one. But it was a really nice, like, second wind really came in clutch, just showcasing how broken this rune is. Also, do me a favor. Whenever you play top lane, take a good look at your rune, second wind, and the damage it absorbs. It is just absolutely stupid. And look at the way he goes for trades. His goal isn't necessarily to kill, but it's to just gain stacks on his runes and his item. Because if you think about this, you use gold to get items. Items grant you stats. In this way, like he plays, he doesn't get the kill, which means he doesn't get the gold, but he still gains some kind of a stat from hitting them with the power of Grasp and Heartsteel. Like, it's a very interesting minigame. And given how many stacks you gain in this game, like how fast you gain them, it's actually such an insane item. There's something called the law of Heartsteel, and like if a champion can go Heartsteel, it will not be terrible. Because if it's a good game, you'll get so many stacks. And the enemy doesn't have the damage yet to go through his HP bar. The Jarvan might be a different story because he's a full damage Jarvan. Ooh, like this Zed is definitely not playing around. The damage numbers are kind of insane now. So weird because he doesn't have damage items. Like, he really doesn't. He has Heartsteel and a Sheen. Go. And now he has access to look at him go. But now he has Divine Sunderer. With Divine Sunderer, there's another big change. Because he's continuously using spells. And the Spellblade passive of Divine Sunderer is going to help him even more staying alive, as well as dealing a lot of extra damage. It's just insane. The problem, like, if you look at the build, like, overall, it doesn't have many resistances. Like, he has 0 MR. So when it gets to late game, the Ryze just says hello and might just one-tap him, which is a problem. Jumping goes in here, Fiddle Dingle gets caught, jumps on the Lux, tries to jump around here, playing with the shadows, is in the front line, it's just way too tanky, isn't forced to go out like a typical Zed. Trades in Heartsteel stack after Heartsteel stack, look at the manual targeting, but it will not be enough. But he again got so many stacks in that exchange. The question is, Would have been better for him to focus on one target, hopefully taking it down, or did he make the best decision possible? Gets one, gets more Heartsteel stacks, and jumps back. Another cool thing that many people to this day don't really know, Zed really desires blue buff. And you might say, but he doesn't have mana. But blue buff also influences your energy regen. And for Zed, like energy and cooldowns are the ones that limits his damage. And if you hit multiple spells with a shadow on the same target, you get an energy refund. And obviously having more energy and just more spells you can spam available, plus the extra haste, is just really nice. Does he get in front of him? Yes, he does. Galio was not able to jump away. Flashes away though. Bro is tanking for 19 days and he doesn't even matter. The enemy goon platoon is coming around the corner. Lux misses the Q here. Hides underneath the tower with the Silver, but he goes in with the ultimate Lulu knockup on multiple people. Uses the ult, the ult swap back to avoid the Lux binding, and runs down this poor little AD carry, tanking for, I don't know, 2 years. Just doesn't take damage. Nice. But now the enemy J4 appears. Divine Sunderer doing good work here as well by just helping him to sustain. But now there's a Rise coming. He's ulting in. He might get one shot by the Rise. I guess Divine Sunderer 2 OP. Oh well. And the Fiddle Dingle gets one. Gets two. 1,000 gold. It's so huge. $1,000 gold. 360. So he got more than 1,000 gold value off Grasp. And this is permanent value. It's not like Lethal Tempo, which is like conditional value. Like you need to hit to get it stacked. Like he will have this benefit the entirety of the rest of the game. Plus it gets more and more and more. So he has like 1.3k extra HP from item and runes, which he just gained by hitting people. And I personally think it's pretty insane. And if you combine items into this, for example, you go Sterox. In case you're not aware, Sterox scales with your bonus HP. Like when you get low, you get a 75% bonus HP shield. And he has only HP items. So he gets a shield that is bigger than, I don't know, your hatred towards your jungle when you believe he's inting you. Is this even possible to be played, given the angle he comes in? They don't have a smite because Fiddle Dingle is dead. Baron Nashor gets lower and lower. Volleybro jumps in. He goes on to the Galio. Tries to get stack after stack here. The enemy seems to be a little bit preoccupied, but the damage is... the enemy team, look at the Starrock shield. But you saw how much damage they did to him. Like, magic damage is truly something that he is not equipped against. Because he has 0 MR. Legit 0. 62 base MR. 128 armor. And he will just die. Like, the enemy Rise and Lux will simply disintegrate them. Okay. Baron Nashor on one side for another 29 seconds. Enemy team is sieging, but only prepared one lane, so it's not that scary of a siege. Fiddle Dingle with the flank from the side. The enemy team was not ready for that one. He is just tanking so much. Do you see the shields? And he doesn't even have Gargoyle. I really hope somebody on the enemy team has anti-shield, or like I stopped believing in humanity. So wait, did I see it right that nobody has anti-shielding? Yeah, that's a little bit concerning. Like something like Aberrant would be pretty good for him. Like if he just wants double resistances, or if the enemy team doesn't have enough CC, which they low-key have. They have a lot of CC. You can also argue Mantle of the 12th hour or 11th hour. Anyway, the reason for that item, if the enemy team doesn't have much CC, it provides you with a little bit of health and double resistances. And if you have Heartsteel or a lot of HP, it heals you. Well, it's not healing, it's just health gain, because it isn't mitigated by anti-healing. I think 50% of your bonus health. And again, if you look at his items and the runes and everything he's stacked up, it is kind of insane value. It is probably one of the biggest values you can get. Spots the enemy lugs, gets decent damage on her, goes for the ultimate, goes for the big play here, is in front of the Rise. Fiddle flashes in through centuries of, like, he just went through galaxies, but it still doesn't matter. Rise on 1 HP, Rise dies, and with that the hyper carry the enemy team is dead, only Kaiser remains, but where is Kaiser? Where is she hiding? Oh no, she was already dead. Sorry, was Sivir. Where is Sivir? Okay, that's interesting. So I guess we go, huh? I guess she goes Cleaver instead of Mortal, even though she already has crit items. Interesting. Sivir comes around the corner, and the Zed immediately knows that it's happening, jumps on her. Fiddle even ulted on top as well, just for the style points. And they'll secure Elder with absolute ease. Let's see. Baron Ash should be free. There's a... I don't see the state of top wave. How many cannons there still are. I guess he'll just take blue really quick and then walk to Nasher. Oh, Jarvan is already at the Nasher. This could be problematic. Oh, no, Jarvan dies. Never mind. Instead of going for the top lane push to just have another wave in position, he just walks mid. I mean, I guess he's just trying to look for a pick again. But he was... Does it even matter if he's visible? Because he can just go in if he truly wants to. Because Elder, as well as his tankiness, I don't think it really matters if he gets CC'd. I mean, he doesn't have MR, so it might matter. Because for a quick combo here, you see the enemy is trying to just everything in their books to get him locked down, but the fiddle ends up dying however that one happens. Yeah, Elder is just too powerful. There's nothing that can be done. Like, as of this point, the Zed poke is probably the most annoying thing, because he just throws in his W and just ease. And then the Elder is being spread to people, like everyone that's hit by an ability is just taking so much damage. But there's one thing I need to always mention. If you play against Sivir and you have Baron, and you're trying to end the game, there might be a world in which you just lose because the Sivir W, like the second ability, is permanently bouncing on these minions, barely doing any damage to these minions, but on the champions, it does a lot more. And since she has crit, oh nice Veil, which blocked the, like this, I think the Veil of the support just blocked the Galio dash through, which made him overextend way more. What an absolute slaughter here. Where am I gathering, oh my god, the Fiddle Dingle, and he died. Where am I gathering Storm Friends? Where are they? Where are my gathering Storm Friends hiding? Pulls in here, gets the J4, doesn't have Zhonya's, will die now. So much damage. Has to protect the Nexus here. Doesn't have Hysteric Shield, it's on cooldown still, but for a next fight it should be available. Something that you also need to do, if you look at the bottom, like beneath his abilities, you see like cooldowns of spells, of items, and often people just simply forget. Like let's say he goes in and doesn't know like Hysterics is on cooldown because it doesn't pay attention. He might just die because of this. Because he's a lot less tanky than he really is. The question is, does the enemy team have any anti-shielding? Doesn't look like it, because they won't really win unless they have anti-shielding. Like this game, like it's so important. Jarvan has anti-shielding, but he's not a very good applicant. Like Rye's anti-shielding would be pretty cool, because he has such an easy way of just spamming spells into them. But if Jarvan applies it to you, you get the single target reduction, which is quite insane. I mean, the enemy team is overextended, you can just run down mid lane. So it goes in. Fiddlestick's trap is just too good. The enemy didn't really get the memo. If you don't see the enemy on the objective, they must be hiding somewhere. It doesn't matter if you know where they are. Like, in reality, you just know where they not are. Which means the way you just walk to the objective is the safe way, but anything else is dangerous. And as long as you know that they aren't on the objective, you shouldn't go in. Like, you shouldn't move anywhere. You just place a wand at the objective that you know that they're not on it, and afterwards you just stay away. Because it's just too dangerous. Again, a ranged champion being afraid of a ZED level 1, which I don't really understand, because the level 1 is a state in which the ranged champion is pretty capable of playing. Because we have auto attacks, we have spells, and Zed at best can trade back with his spell. And we see a state like that should never be like the case. Like Zed should never be pushing in like a champion like this, and then not being contested on the fruit. What is Veigar doing? Huh? Oh, this Wukong is so mad. This Wukong is so mad. That is truly a tragedy. It's funny because normally at level 5 the Veigar Zed matchup becomes a problem for Veigar, and not at like early levels. That should never be the case. Like really never. Walks close. Gets the cage cooldown baited. Now you can just ult him. Ooh, oh no, Wukong is too tanky. Oh, flash ult. Wukong is too tanky. The problem is if Wukong attacks you, like if you want to trade 1-for-1, and you know you die, you obviously go for the Veigar. But I think he might have thought he can kill the Wukong. But the problem with current Wukong, like if he gets to hit you, he gets so much armor in the early stages as well, like already, as well as life regen. So he probably has like double the armor, or like at least 1.5 to 1.75 times the armor a champion normally has at that level. If you want to, you can actually go into the practice tool and check me on that one. He was level 4, and you can just compare his base armor to the armor he gains and then has after being fully stacked. And then, yeah, the damage that comes in. Just something to remember about champion passives and relative strength. It's like similar to Graves. Graves without stacks is a lot weaker than Graves with stacks against physical damage champions. Because just imagine the Graves, like every time he dashes towards you, he gains 2 stacks instead of 1, fights you fully stacked in the river, and you're a physical damage champion. You just don't do anything to him. You just cry. you literally just cry. Okay, this is like he will bait the cage, and oh my god, the Veigar just messed up so badly. The gameplay loop needs to be for the Veigar. He's not allowed to use cage at all. Like he has to use cage on himself, perfectly placed, when he sees that the Zed is ulting him. On mobile, it's a lot harder to actually do because you need the speeds and mental awareness to just do it. But then the Z, the moment he spawns, if you're fast enough, should get stunned immediately. And then you have counterplay. Okay, the enemy team is pretty angry. They all flash after the Z. And that connects, by the way. Yeah. It's okay, guys. Don't nerf Varys. We will just pretend Varys is fair and balanced. But I don't know for how long we want to pretend that one. Because it never ends. It just never ends. Goes in again. Gets the Heartsteel to look at him. It's as if he's playing with food. Like, he just doesn't care. He is just without a single bit of care. I got wasted the cage again, so you know what this means. Bye-bye. And he dies. Yep. Yep. That is what happens if you don't respect the rules of a matchup. Like, this matchup is already terror in itself. Like, it's already terror. But if you make the mistakes, you will just get farmed on cooldown. That is, like, one of the problems. Which is something many people just don't do in WildRift. They do not punish you for mistakes. Ooh, you might survive here. Oh, wow. The thing they fixed for Irelia, inconsistently, however, is dashes following your flash. For Irelia, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does work, even though they said they fixed it. But for Wukong, it still works every time. So why the inconsistencies? Okay, back to the general matchup thing. Every single matchup has certain rules in which you are allowed to use some of your spells or none of your spells until the enemy does something. Even touching the wave could be considered a mistake. Like, I don't know if you watch the streams. Depending on the champion I'm playing, I can zone the enemy early game. Okay, Veigar is flashing in already. What? Doesn't die though. Yeah. The ignite will get him though. Really nice. This took like for 15 days. There are a few things, yeah. Like, as a Veigar, you can't use your E for fun. You can't throw your ult at the Z if the Z has ult, because then he just avoids your ult. And these are like the things you have to keep in mind. Like, if the enemy is sentient and understands what is happening, you might just get killed immediately for wasting cage. You might just get zoned off a wave for just hitting the wave early game with abilities, because then you don't have abilities to fight. All of these things matter. Like, every single thing can be used to your advantage or the enemy's disadvantage. Put down the Shadow here because he just wants to stack his Heartsteel. He's not interested in continuing the trade. He just wants the free stacks. Oh, -1. That is me. What is my Yasuo doing? Seeking the 0-10 power spike? Exactly as he should. Okay, Veigar just walks into the river, having some fun, trying to explore and survey the crabs. Goes in for the combo here, gets another assist, has another mid wave to take care of, but somebody should take care of the top wave. Yeah, he really just wanted the item. He even spam pinged so the MF doesn't get mad. Which, honestly, is not a bad call. Because you know AD carries, they're always upset. Doesn't matter what you do. They're always pissed. Not much that can be done about that one. That comes in again. Veigar is just chasing after the Gragas. He doesn't even kill him. Wait, did he just... He dashed back in into his own death. Yikes. Nautilus hits the hook, but it doesn't matter. Enemy gets jumped on here. Leona is in the backline with 1 HP, being too tanky. Riven is here though. Riven doesn't get the reset with the ultimate, so if she doesn't get a takedown, a kill in the meantime, her ultimate will not refresh, and she will not gain a second charge of the Wind Slash, and therefore lose a lot of value. And yeah, the enemy team is just not on the winning end. Did I just see right? Is it a tank Veigar with a Thornmail? Did I see that right? Huh. Okay. Yeah, it is. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen everything. And I'm really concerned. Like, I'm really, really, really concerned. It's just low-key crazy what sometimes people build. Like, I've seen nearly everything already. But sometimes there's this, there's just a certain something that just even surprises me. Even though I think or thought that I can't be surprised anymore. Has the ultimate, hits the Riven, doesn't get the hit on the Varus, sadly. And we're getting more and more stacks here. Varus is alone. Gets jumped on here, flashes away, flashes after. Gets the kill, but gets dragged back into the turret range. Oh, it's so close. So close. Riven in the river, going for a fight. Misfortune ready to pounce as well? Is he still going to just farm the Heartsteel stacks, or is he looking for kills? Because there's a difference between trying to win and trying to just get stacks. Did he ult a clone? Get CC chained. Look, he just can't move. That's what you get for not picking Perseverance in that game. Even though it's a pretty crazy Perseverance game, given that every single champion on the enemy team has CC, Perseverance would have been a crazy pickup. Like an insanely valuable pickup. In case you don't know, against magic damage champions, and generally like CC type of champions that have a lot of like spammy abilities, like Riven that have like 2 CCs, Nautilus which has 3 CCs, and going back to the magic damage idea, every champion has a lot less magic resist and they have armor. So naturally, magic damage champions will deal more damage to you because their items have pen on them. Flat pen and percentage pen. And in a lot of instances, they will have so much pen that they'll reduce your base resistances to a point where you might get close to reaching 0. Which then means they deal 100% damage to you. Having Perseverance into heavy CC will grant you up to 16 to 30 magic resist, which is about half your entire magic resist early game, as well as late game when it comes to base magic resist. That will then help you to not get your resistances down to 0, which then means you don't get one shot since you don't take 100% of the damage. He is waiting. He's waiting in the wings looking for a poor victim to walk around the corner and then die. Veigar spotted. Veigar used cage. Oh, he stepped into the cage. Can't move. Yasuo has Perseverance. You saw so with the green little glowing. The Chains of Corruption didn't extend to the Zed here. He's on the Riven, but the Riven doesn't really have the capabilities of killing the Zed right now with the full combo. But now Varus is alone. Okay, Shadow out backwards. Wukong meanwhile trying to end the game, but Nexus Shield is still there. Flashes onto the Varus. Varus has Chains of Corruption. Varus is such a champion. He got Chains of Corruptions up again, and yeah, went for the free kill. And Yasuo dies as well. like Varus is such an insane champion damage-wise. Like his second ability paired up with the first ability as well as the blight stacks is just, yeah, you just die. You just die. Ults the Rivet. I don't know if he's really gonna achieve much. He's not gonna move for the next 2 seconds anyway. You see it? Not moving. Questionable, maybe a little bit of tilt in play as well. Riven gets the kill, so she has an ult reset, so we need to be a little bit careful. Yasuo's moving up here. We lost Leona, which is, I think, the best way to actually get into the vision range of Nashor, or just to create space, because now it's only Zed. Like, what is Zed supposed to do? Miracle Steal? Kong gets the Baron here. This was, like, if you don't know if it's the copy or not, the copy takes more damage. So if you suddenly deal too much damage and you're like sussed out, it's the copy. Maybe he gets an exit kill somewhere on the Varus. W forward, gets the kill. Yep. Varus was not allowed to do this. Look at the angry Vigar. Flashes forward. Ooh, the Sterox here really popping off, saving this guy from getting one shot. He lives with the 1 HP. It's such a tragedy. If the Veigar didn't have the extra resistances, like he's already tanky with the resistance he has from Thornmail, but if he didn't have the extra resistances from Nashor, I think he just dies there. Like super close. Way too close. And yeah, now it's Elder time and we have to face check into a full CC comp. What can possibly go wrong? What can possibly happen? Wait, the enemy isn't here. Oh, they're trapping down there or what? Wait, he's alone. Why are they alone? What's happening? Oh yeah, Zed is not really dealing damage. To be expected low-key, but still. Kinda confused that the enemy wasn't ready to be trapping in the enemy's jungle, because the enemy needs to contest his Elder. Like, they need to. Okay, he didn't wait in a brush to see if somebody was walking around the corner. Gets another Heartsteel stack though. It's a little bit tough if you look at this, because how's the enemy, like how are they supposed to face check? Like how are they supposed to go in? Like now it just comes down to a lucky steal. Like Gragas will outsmite the enemy jungle if he's full AP. He just throws his cask and it's over. Like he throws in his first ability and then his ult and bye bye. Bomba. Yep. Because that's the problem. Like, you don't want to start this unless you have control over the entire jungle, so you know if Gragas is coming in from what angle. Because your champion in jungle, like Wukong, Riven, you can't outsmite a Gragas. He's an AP champion in late game. You just can't. Smite is purposeless. And with that, we're ending the video. If you want to see how the last game goes, please feel free to check out that channel in the description below. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If you want to have cheaper skins, check out my partner's description below as well, the Zoo. Use code KERKS, save big time on any giftable skins, as well as anything in-game that is giftable, and wild calls. See you soon for more content. Bye bye. Take a look at the streams.